All right, so I'm at an intersection. I'm stopped at the intersection. It's I can only turn left or turn right, and I'm at a train crossing. It's kind of like it's in a weird position, and I'm sitting there, and I see a car coming from my left, and I'm turning left. Now, I make my stop. I analyze the situation properly. I start turning left because I know there's more than enough time for me to make that turn. And the bozo coming from my left, driving straight, doesn't have to brake, doesn't have to do anything. Maybe just ease off on the gas a little because you want to be respectful, right? Now, why do people refuse to take their fat fucking foot off the gas when somebody's turning at an intersection? Why? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Just take your foot off the gas. It's not hard. It's really, really not hard. And then they look aggrieved that you dared to cross them as if you were a black cat and you're deliberately trying to give them bad luck. Like if that was you, fuck you. All right? If you were at that intersection, fuck you. You're an idiot. Can't you just let your foot off the gas a little? Is it that hard? Just back off. Do you need to be at 40 kilometers an hour for what? For the blood to circulate to your cock? Whoa. I don't get it. By the way, this is thinking out loud. Okay, this is the TOL podcast. Thanks for listening to the TOL podcast. If you're watching the video of this, you're one of my 3 patrons. So thank you for that. Eventually these are going to go on YouTube. And actually they're on YouTube now. They're just on a private... there's a private URL, and I'm sending the private URL to my patrons, and then eventually I'm going to make them public. So we're all, just so we're on the same pagina, right? We're all on the same page. Guys, just back off the gas. Just back off the gas. It's not hard. You don't have to be anywhere that fast in a 30 zone in the first place. It's a 30 zone. It's a train crossing. Unless you're working for the CIA or you're I don't. First of all, get the hell out of my country, man. Get out. Why are you here? Leave. Don't need you. Don't want you. Okay? But for everybody else, learn how to be courteous. That's one thing. Like on dating profiles, I think I'm gonna start indicating, like, swipe left if you're an aggressive driver. And there are a lot of women, very aggressive women drivers. Now, this douchebag was a man in this circumstance at the intersection. It was a dude. Okay, now it happens. Sometimes it's a woman, sometimes it's a man. But I find that women are extremely aggressive. And I'm not an aggressive driver. I'm a professional driver in the sense that a company pays me to drive. And I've taken safety driving courses, and I'm not aggressive behind the wheel. I don't need to be. I'm paid to be behind the wheel. If it takes me an extra 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes more on my time card. I have no stress when I'm driving. None whatsoever. Driving to work, maybe a little, But usually when I'm done, it's smooth sailing. I have no stress behind the wheel. And I've had women sit in the passenger seat next to me who are like, oh, but you could have passed that guy. And you could have done, yeah, okay. All right. Who gives a shit? Because at the end of the day, that car ride, that's 15 seconds. Okay? Maybe on a long trip, it might be 5 minutes. Who cares? It's 5 minutes. Why take a risk? Why? Now, some of you might be saying, you know what, Carlos? Hey, guess what? By you turning left and the guy was coming. I know that intersection. It's a train crossing. There's no reason the guy should be driving through that intersection with his foot on the gas. You don't need to accelerate through that. There's a stop less than 50 meters away. It's stupid. The guy was an asshole. And if you're watching this, you're an asshole. That's just what it is. It's pretty simple. Yep. So this is the Thinking Out Loud podcast. We've been off for quite a while. If you're a patron of mine, we've been off for 10 months, and we're coming back. We're slowly coming back, and I'm happy to be back. I'm in my new studio / office space. I got my guitars right over here, right over my right shoulder. I have some fantastic art from Ireland. I have my watches there. I got a little watch case there. It's, some nice stuff happening. And yeah, it's 2020. It's 59 days before another election in the country, which yeah, it's the same shit sandwich. It's just a different low fat, high fat, no carb, low carb avocado collagen mayo sandwich. Yep, that's what it is. We thought 2016 was bad, but this one's going to be worse. It's not even funny how this whole it's going to be a disaster. I'm calling it right now. The result will not be it's going to be contested. It's going to be really, really ugly. And considering that we're into month 6 of quarantine / restrictions, yeah, it's a tinderbox, and it's already going off left and right. Especially racial tensions are really, really high in the States right now. It's not pretty. It's definitely not fun. But the reckoning, it needs to be paid. You got to pay the piper. That's what it is. You got to pay the piper. You can't continue to do things a certain way and not expect the wind to turn and have your spit come back in your face. You can't try to do that and not expect pushback. And I don't believe that violence is the answer, but it becomes inevitable when you make for peaceful revolution, when you make that impossible. There's a quote out there. You can Google it. So that's what I'm going to say right now today about the 2020 election. There's still some stuff that's going to be coming out, and I'm definitely not happy with either candidate and the establishment of both parties. It's disgusting. They're all disgusting. They're disgusting. There's nothing else to say about that. If your dog is an asshole when he's left alone. So let's say, you have a dog and you're always with your dog and you leave him alone for 15 minutes and he causes a ruckus and he eats shit and or he tears stuff apart and he's constantly barking. Some people have these little cameras in their house and you notice that your dog is an asshole. Okay? When you're not there, here's something that you need to understand. The dog learned from the pack leader how to act. Okay? So when you're in the house, he looks at you and he or she, dog, looks at you and says, "This is the guy or this is the lady that feeds me. This is my mama, or this is my papa, and I love this guy." Okay? And then when you leave, he's like, "Okay, well, where's the guy? Where's the boss? Where's the mama and the papa? I guess I'm the mama and the papa." And then he acts like a dick because he learned that. he learned how to be the pack leader from an asshole. You see how that works? That's actually, something that people need to think about. Because I've been reading things, people talking about their dogs. I'm actually looking to maybe foster or adopt, save a puppy or something, save a dog from a shelter. That's something that I've been looking to do. It's pretty tough in these COVID times to try to do that right now because they're not really. You can't just go in and look. You have to take appointments, and they're prioritizing people that are on their foster list. And I actually get that. Like if you're used to fostering dogs during this time and you're already on a list and you're known to the shelter as somebody who's good for dogs, then I get it. It's just frustrating for somebody like me who has 3 boys and wants to be able to maybe expand the family a little bit and bring in a dog, maybe foster a dog or adopt one. It's tough right now, and it's kind of forcing me towards breeders, which sucks because I really want to save a dog, but save it, adopt a dog, bring that animal into this house, which is filled with animals. And it's tough. It's tough right now. So I'm on a lot of these groups and people are talking about how their dogs. I'm in a beagle group. I love beagles. I want a beagle, and I'm in this group where beagle owners or prospective beagle owners or talking about their daily lives with their beagle, and does your beagle do this, and does your beagle do that, and is it normal, and is it this, and why does he fart, and what type of pumpkin should I give him to eat so that he doesn't smell like a sewer? And it's like, oh man, these people, it's like people just talking into a. They just want to hear their own voice, and then there's like 98 comments on that thread, and it's like, this is not for me. This is not for me. I'm just here for the pictures of the beagles. Just show me the pictures of the beagle puppies and little videos of him running around the backyard with his ears flopping. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for the, well, what does your dog do? And why does my dog say this? Ugh, it's infuriating. But like everything else on Facebook, completely completely infuriating. I do want to talk a little bit about, something quite serious. Hold on a second. I knocked the mic and it peaked here. I do want to talk about something kind of serious. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, and the government unveiled a color-coded zone system where they're talking about what's the risk factors of certain regions over others. So there's green, yellow, orange, and red. It's kind of like the 9/11 terrorist thing, and it's all bullshit anyways. Instead of it always being at orange to keep people vigilant on high alert, this one's always going to be on green so that there's no fear or people don't freak out. And I have a hard time with what the Quebec government's doing with how they're first of all, they fucked up big time with the elderly care homes. They really shat the bed. The Quebec premier has paper thin skin, and he's in a fucking beef with Aaron Durfel of the Montreal Gazette, who's been the reporter. He's been on the beat for the medical system for I don't even know how long, at least a decade from what I've read. And he always does things. It's very comprehensive, and there's no judgment. And when things are going well, he says they're going well. And when there's questions to be asked, he asks the questions. And that little bitch, the Premier of Quebec, François Legault, blocked him on Twitter, and then has the guts to call him out in a press conference, saying that he's making it about English versus French and how he's stoking English Quebecers to fear the coronavirus more than French Quebec. He's a fucking idiot. Paper thin skin. And they're all about the economy and this and that. These people, they have no idea what the fuck's going on. And right now, Montreal is in the green zone when for 8 consecutive days, we've been at 20 cases per million. And this was what they were judging how the system would be able to handle the coronavirus for opening up businesses, for opening up, going from 50 people to 250 people in a closed environment, was the 20 per million number. And we've gone 8 days in a row at over 20 cases per 1 million population increase. And now all of a sudden we're in the green zone. Welcome to the green zone. We're in the green zone, baby. That's Montreal right now, the green zone. It's a fucking disaster. I got an email today. Today being September 9th. You're going to get this in your podcatcher as of September 10th. I got an email from my school that one of the kids in my son's class was taken out of school because he was presenting with symptoms, and they took him out to go get tested. That was the email. And the rest of the email was, check to see if your kid is going to start having symptoms and blah, 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 blah. And they just, there you go. And then once we get the results, we'll give you another email. All right. Thanks. That was nice. Right before I had to make supper. It was nice. It's all good. And if that kid comes back as positive, that whole class needs to be quarantined. And guess what that means? That means my household has to be quarantined. That means I can't go to work. That means the other two kids can't go to school either. I'm laughing because this shouldn't even be happening right now. There's no excuse. No excuse. Nope. There's no reason for this to be happening right now. They could be learning at home. But the economy needs to be open. Send the kids to school. Send them to school so that mom and dad can go to work for whatever it is. Whatever the business is, you know. Until we have to shut everything down again. And there's no CERB left. And what's going to happen this winter? They opened up the schools. They opened up the schools. But the kids can't use their lockers. We are in Canada. And by the end of this month, kids are going to be wearing winter jackets. And what happens once the snow comes? Where do they put their boots? Wet jackets, wet boots in a classroom. They just opened up the school year for the next month and a half, so that they can get people to work, so that the economy can go on for as long as possible before everything gets shut down again. That's it. That's all they're doing. And any of this green zone, red zone, fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. These people don't know what they're doing. This thing could have been done between March and May, could have been completely done with a complete shutdown. Because if there's nobody transmitting or moving from place to place, if there's nobody transmitting, the disease dies. Because there's no one left. It's not hard. The disease only lives if it's transmitted from one host to another. It's fucking simple. It's simple. If you have it and you don't give it to somebody else, that R naught is a 0. That's it. It's a 0. You can't transmit it to anyone. But over the time, one person has been transmitting it to another person, and that person's been transmitting it to another person. And you know what? If it's 1-to-1, still not bad. Still not bad. They don't know what the R naught is of this thing. They have no clue. It's too early. So why take the chance to open up restaurants and open up bars? And it just, for what? To pretend that this is not happening? Why? To make it worse? I don't know. There's this whole fucking game that they're trying to play. They're playing chicken with science. You're gonna lose. When I first heard of this virus, it was in January, and I started doing research. You know, not YouTube research. You know, not like the moon landings fake research. You know, real research. And trying to understand epidemiologists and understand the shelf life of some viruses versus others, and what makes some viruses last longer than others. Like a virus that's too strong is going to have a short shelf life because it kills people too quickly. The people get the virus, they start presenting symptoms, and they're dead. Short window. If the virus has a short window, it's going to burn out quickly. This one, they've been putting it at 14 days because some people don't present symptoms in the first 4 to 6 days, 4 to 7 days. Some people are testing positive 3 and 4 weeks down the line after initially testing positive. This thing has a longer shelf life. The only way to combat that is to close everything down. But Carlos, the economy can't handle it. Why not? Go in a computer system, you go into everybody's bank account, add 2 zeros. It's all fucking pretend. The money's not real. Canada was the only country in the world with a AAA credit rating. The only one. They could have done that. They could have shut everything down. No, but they put, okay, if you are not working now, you get $2,000 a month, which is great. I'm all for UBI, by the way. I'm going to go on record that universal basic income is necessary. But they wanted to give people that money to put in their pockets so that they could buy their groceries and so that they can keep the machine rolling. And they've had since March until August. Okay? That's March to April, May, June, July. That's 5 months. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say they had 4 months to think about putting the kids back in school. 4 months. They don't have somebody, they don't have a nurse testing the kids in the schools. So if somebody's sick, they take them out of the class, they bring them to a separate area, not tested. They check to see what the symptoms are. They call the parents, not tested. You go and get tested. Where do the parents go between the school and the testing site? Where? Stop at maybe, we're gonna get some children's Advil, and we're gonna stop at the grocery store so we can get your fluids. And in that time, how many other people are getting sick? If you're gonna open the school, have a testing, or at least somebody there to test. You don't have to train teachers to do the test. You have a freaking nurse there. In Quebec, I don't know what the number is. I think it was 400. It could be bigger, it could be smaller. But let's just say there's a certain amount of nurses who actually quit from the beginning of the pandemic. Nurses are on the front line. When nurses say, fuck this, it's because they know what they're able to handle and what they're not able to handle. The emergency rooms now in Quebec are at 106% capacity. In Montreal, just in the Montreal area. So some hospitals are below the threshold and some are over capacity. What happens? The temperature's dropping. What happens? As soon as 5, 10, 15 people get sick at the same time, what happens? They're gonna be like, oh, well, we weren't expecting it. People weren't listening to our les consignes. They're not following the medical professionals' advice. No, but okay, they're not following the advice, but you're telling them to go eat at a restaurant. You're saying it's okay. You're saying that it's the green zone. Low risk. You're telling them that. You're doing it. There's no excuse. If the shit hits the fan, they're going to have to say, we fucked up. And guess what they're going to say? You fucked up. And that's fucked up. I have a hard time with that shit, man. I have a really, really hard time with that shit. And some people are talking about the economy. If they would have done things the way I said, everything would have been back open up in June. Fully. No restrictions, no only 50 people in a movie theater and bars, with the masks. No, it would have been done. It would have been done in the province. If the border with the United States stays closed and you stop travel from abroad, the province would have been fine. But they didn't do that. They didn't, because they have no balls. And they have plausible deniability. Oh, we told you guys not to do this and not to do that. But you fucked up. You fucked up. All right. It's really sad, honestly. Because nobody takes responsibility for these things. Nobody. There's no responsibility. From the government, from the people. Oh, it was just a little house party. Oh, it was karaoke. A karaoke bar in Quebec City. 40 people got sick. What do you think? They're singing some from the same fucking microphone. Might as well be sucking off the DJ's cock. It's the same thing. I'm a singer-songwriter. When I go out and play at a bar, I bring my own microphone. I've been doing it for the last 10 years. My own microphone. There was no coronavirus. No. But I've sang into somebody else's microphone, and it's disgusting. The smell of beer and bad breath in a microphone. No, give me my own mic, man. First of all, I have a better mic than most of the venues. But it's not even a question of that. It's a question of you're putting that to your mouth, man. I don't want herpes on my mouth. I've been doing that for 10 years. Is it so hard to understand that if you're going to go to a karaoke bar, maybe... But the venues don't care. The venues don't... They just want to sell beer and they want to make money. They want to make money. They don't care about your health. They want to make money. They want to make their rent. So they're putting everybody else in danger so that they can make their rent. Because the landlord wants his rent so he can pay his mortgage. In that whole equation, we don't talk about people once. Money, rent, mortgage. They don't talk about you. Your name is not ever mentioned once. Not once. They don't care. Hey, nameless person, spend your money here because I have to pay my rent. Not come here, have a great time, sing some songs, feel better about yourself, be around people. No, spend your money so I could pay my rent, so that the owner could pay his mortgage. And guess what? Some of them don't even have to pay a mortgage. They just want the fucking money. It's greed personified. Instead of giving everybody $2,000 a month, freeze rents. Freeze mortgages. Oh, but they can't do that. Yeah, you can. You could do that. Absolutely you can. If you have a 24-month mortgage, 24 months left on your mortgage and it's frozen for 6 months, when it starts up again, you have 24 months left on your mortgage. But they can't do that. In Canada, you could. With the debt or the credit rating that Canada had. There's no political will because the people at the top want their money. And in the States, it's even worse. Because while there's people now, 50% of people who have lost their jobs right now cannot afford food today. Cannot afford food today. And Jeff Bezos made $250 billion. No, whatever it was. Made a couple of billion, easily. He's worth over 250. Made a couple of billion while his workers are being spied on because he doesn't want them to form a union. Fuck you. And anybody who says that, he's a genius. He's a genius. Yeah, he played within the rules of unfettered capitalism to make as much money as possible while providing his workers with fuck all. Oh, but now they're at $15 an hour minimum wage. Oh, okay, that's $30,000 a year. Just at the poverty line. And what if that person has student debt? Shit out of luck. Still got to pay. What if he gets sick? Oh, well, we don't have insurance, medical insurance. Maybe, you have the deductible, $2,000 for your deductible. And then, you got to pay 50% of the fees. And before you know it, it's $250,000. You're fucked. It's over. Why? So that bald cunt can make money on your work. While people are dying. People are dying of the virus. People are dying of hunger. People are dying of despair. And there's suicides. And there's violence in the streets. Why? For money. Like, we all need money, man. Like, it's nice to have. I like buying my trinkets, I have little trinkets that I like to buy. I like guitars. I like Star Wars Lego. I buy my stuff. I like a nice perfume. Jack and Jones jeans. Puma workout gear. Under Armour. Compression shorts. I like shopping. I like it. Yeah, of course. But not at the detriment of my own well-being or the well-being of my kids. There's no balance here. You need to remember that the elites and the establishment, they use the media to push the left versus right narrative to hide the real fight that's the top versus the bottom. That's what it is. And the people fighting to keep it that way, they want to conserve things that way. It's in the name, guys. That's what it is. Sorry about that. Just want a little spike. Sorry about the spike in the audio. Let's fix this mic here. So that's it. That's my little rant. That's my rant about assholes and intersections and asshole dog owners and the shit sandwich of 2020, that 2020 election. It's gonna be, honestly, it's, some people get sick on roller coasters, and I tend to enjoy them, but I think I get most sick on the pirate ship, the thing that goes slowly up and down. Ooh, And then when you get to that top and it stops, and then gravity, and then you feel the stomach come up a little, and then you go back down. This is like that, or the teacups. You know, the teacups, they turn around and then they turn in circles, and then it's like a, you know. But 2020 is like those two together. But as soon as you sit down, you smell vomit. So you're right there. You're literally, you're right at the fucking edge. You're right there. It's just right, just, dudes, right above the Adam's apple. It's like, you can almost, when you swallow and you can almost taste it. That's 2020. I can't say that, it's gonna be okay. I don't know that. I can't say that for a fact. Yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes I walk by my coffee machine and it makes this noise. It's like you walk by and it goes it sounds like it's just sighing and completely exasperated. And I feel judged. I feel like it ruins my day. It does that noise without prompting or asking for its fucking opinion, And believe me, like, I get it, Mr. Coffee. Like, I get it. I'm disappointed in myself too. But can I have a break this morning? Can I drink this shitty coffee in peace? And I always end up saying the same thing when it happens. Like, I knew I should have had an espresso this morning. The Nespresso machine, and those little original capsules, those original pods, they don't judge. They don't judge like Mr. Coffee does. This week I'm going to try to do a little segment, dumb cunts of the week. But I think that's pretty much all I've been talking about in this episode. Talked about people who have no spatial reasoning and don't have the capacity to take their foot off the accelerator when you're driving through an intersection. And we talked about asshole dog owners who have no idea why their dogs are assholes. And then there's the coffee machine, the judgmental coffee machine that sighs as you walk by, as if, he's disappointed in your choices. So, yeah. Those are the random cunts of the week. That's what that is. Thanks for tuning in to Thinking Out Loud. This was fun. I'm gonna be doing this more often. For my patrons, thanks for watching this video. We're gonna be doing a little bit more videos and walkthroughs and just special things for you guys. More in the podcast realm than in the music realm, but there is still going to be music in the Carlos Creates Patreon campaign. That's going to be this video is going to be uploaded as soon as possible to Patreon, and for all tiers. And once we reorganize things and do things certain ways, we're going to try to keep things as simple as possible, and try to vote on what covers I should release exclusively for, let's say, a week or 2 weeks before I upload it to YouTube. I'm gonna try to get my YouTube subscriptions up as much as possible, to try to get back into. I was monetized for a while, and then no longer monetized. YouTube changed their whole algorithm. So anyways, we're going to be doing some new stuff. For people who are interested, you want to get this podcast early without ads, go to patreon.com/CarlosCreates and throw a couple of buckaroos my way, and you're going to be able to get this content as soon as it's available, exclusively, before it's dropped anywhere else, be it on iTunes or Spreaker, Podbean, or on YouTube itself. So I want to thank you all for listening to the Thinking Out Loud podcast. If you're not subscribed, give it a subscribe. If you like what I talked about, maybe give it a little review on iTunes, because apparently that actually helps. I don't know. And that's it. Thanks to you all for listening, and we'll catch you again soon. Later.